Dun, 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 dun. Hello! Let's see if anybody's here yet. Hi, I'm Kevin Vonesper, and I'm starting my own show tonight. A little background on me. I'm a videographer and a musician from New York City. Now I'm in the suburbs, but the last month or so, I've been promoting a documentary that I'm making called The Life and Slimes of Dukey, Flyswatter, and Haunted Garage. And I started doing a lot of podcasts and web shows, and I've never done that before, and I found it very intriguing, and I don't know if you would say I'm getting addicted to it, but as a video editor, I've been watching how people operate, and I'm thinking, I think I could do that. So tonight is going to be an experiment. It's either going to be awesomely terrible or terribly awesome, maybe a little bit of both. And I have some good friends with me to try to entertain you and promote them, promote me. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, join in with your comments, and it should be a wild ride. Say hello if you're here. I want to know who's here. And let me give these guys a little bit of an intro. Give me 1 second here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Valerie and Abbey. Abbey Death! Woo! Oh shit, I gotta turn your audio on. Let's try that, take 2. It's Abbey Death! Yeah! What's up, what's up?
I'm good.
Good, yeah. Me, I'm doing well too. This is gonna be a shit show, or it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, it's in the rock and roll industry, so
that's right. And at least we got a color scheme going. Look at our blacks and reds here, and a perfect what's it called? Dynamic with the slime, which we're gonna talk about later. How are you guys doing? What is new over there in New York City?
We just came back from an awesome show from Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh man,
that was kick-ass. It was part of their
Where'd you play? Who played with you?
Gasoline Vertebrate from Boston, Massachusetts, which is the new project from Brian of the Gossicles.
Nice.
And then we played with Steve Archer's project Stoneburner. Steve Archer.
I love those crazy drum sets that he makes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he brought the wolf mask.
Yeah, the wolf mask is cool too.
Many masks.
Well, we're going to talk about people in stupid masks tonight. Trust me.
Nice.
Not stupid people in masks, but
no, some of them may be stupid, but most of them are pretty smart people in dumb masks.
Yeah. That's just to make the distinction.
That's right. You know what? Let me share a little exclusive here while I got you. We last time I saw you was at the Dark Side of the Con a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah. It was really dark getting conned like that. It
was very dark and con-like. Yeah, even you guys were dark on stage in the middle of the day, which was way better than the first time I saw you at Dark Side of the Con, which the sun was just like blaring in through the windows.
I got a sunburn on my leg that show.
That was a weird background for
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, they did an upgrade this year for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's better and better every year. I can't wait till.
Yeah. I know. I can't. Yeah, it's growing too. It was very successful. I'm going to play a clip from the show. How about that?
Oh, it'll be the first time I've probably seen it.
Yeah, maybe. I hope it doesn't suck. It's going to be awesome. It's Abbey Death at Dark Side of the Clan.
And roll the clip.
Woo.
Yay!
Right.
What was that song that we just heard? And can we find it somewhere?
It is called Lost. It's fine for now. It's on our second EP, Ethos.
Yes, get it. There's no physical copies, right? But just you can get it digitally.
Correct. You'll find it on the usual Spotify and whatnot, iTunes.
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. I was gonna make a little banner with all the links on it. Oh well. Go to Bandcamp. Go. You know what? Go to Bandcamp tomorrow because I think it's a Bandcamp Friday, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
May 6th.
I got those emails.
Yeah. Go check out Abbey Death on Bandcamp and buy Ethos and all their other stuff too. So, Valerie, how did we meet? And when did we meet? How many lifetimes ago?
20 years ago.
Fuck.
2002, September 2002.
Oh my
Freshman
god.
orientation.
Yeah, we skipped something, didn't we?
It was like this freshman get-together fun show, which I thought did not sound fun at all.
No, something about it sounded really lame, and I think we were correct because I don't know, this just compared to other schools I've seen, there was let's say a lack of people there to begin with.
Oh, yeah. I just walked in the auditorium, saw them throwing a beach ball back and forth, and
Oh,
turned
really?
immediately, and that's when I saw you.
And then when was it? Maybe a month later, we started a band.
We started a band.
Probably even earlier than that.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Is a beach ball somehow significant to you guys in any way other than that first meeting? Did that solidify a beach ball somehow later on in your lives?
Well, if I didn't do the beach ball, I would have stayed. It's the beach ball that made me automatically think there's no way I'm hanging out with and new people.
Okay.
I think I crossed you on the way out because I didn't even make it to the beach ball. I didn't even know about the beach ball. I didn't see the beach ball.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even go in the room.
Wow, the plot thickens.
I know, right? So it's significant to you, and via you, it's significant to me, but no, not really. I didn't even know. This is a new detail that I was unaware of until just now. Breaking news, everybody. Well, I found some cool stuff I wanted to show. This one's not very exciting visually, but I found all of the Putty Root master tapes.
What?
From our Tascam 8-track, which was a terrible thing to use while we were in audio engineering school.
I'm glad we had it, because then we wouldn't have been able to record anything.
Yeah, we got that. The benefit of that was we didn't have to rent out the studios. We just did it in our dorm room. The the bad part of that is we didn't know what we were doing yet, so they don't exactly sound great.
Well, I didn't hear anyone else's demos. Well, except for Jesse's demos. Those demos were good.
Those demos sound really good though.
They did them in the studio they rented.
Yeah, see exactly. That's why. But I did find uh, a bag of an envelope of old CDs. I still have CDs.
Oh
If
wow!
anyone wants Putty Root CDs, make me an offer.
I have
They may the CD part may not actually work, but these are legit 20 years old. It's puttyroot.50megs.com. I wonder if that website's still up.
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious.
And there's a couple photographs in here too.
Is that Putty Root?
That's
Oh my
Putty
god, I never
Root.
saw that picture.
I'm not even sure where this is from. There's another one. Oh, you know what? That's from the MSI gig.
Yeah, that's from
Because you can see Kitty's drums all wrapped up in the back.
Yeah.
I have no idea who took this picture or how I got it, but it's someone in the front row. Yeah, and there's Matt with his MSI Sucks t-shirt on.
Oh, we did it.
We did it.
Good job, you guys.
And I wanted to throw out there, because we were talking about this Tascam 8-track, if anyone out there, including you or anyone you know, can repair one, I actually have it back here in my basement, and I opened it up, and now I don't know what to do with it. I think I have the part that's broken. It turns on, but it's like this warning light comes on, and I just really need to get it repaired. Preferably by a professional, because I have no idea what I'm dealing with here. Because then I could like actually go back, and it would take a while, but I could transfer track by track to digital, these and all the other demos I did when I was like in high school and beyond, and just actually remix them from scratch digitally, which nobody's ever is asking for, but it's something I would like to do for myself, if nothing else. Do you know any professionals who could fix a Tascam 8-track tape machine?
Yeah. You gotta
Okay.
call Jim Flynn Reynolds.
They do repairs like that?
He bought D&B Audio, D&B Pro Audio. He bought a repair company. He bought a warranty repair company. So now they're like absorbed in the rentals.
Oh wow.
They just got a $125 an hour bench fee, but it might be fixed in 15 minutes.
Really?
It's worth a call.
Yeah, for sure. Because me and my brother would really like to see that get fixed up. Look, I found a sticker too.
Whoa!
I know, right? I think you drew this. It looks like yours, right?
I drew it. You added the text, but the thing about the artwork is that the second Limp Bizkit album, I really liked the logo. It was like,
yeah, this is very like street art, which is very like not what we sound like, but it's hilarious.
I did it. I was inspired by how Limp Bizkit wrote their name for the Dukey album. I don't know if it was called, but it was the album with the Dukey on it. I was like, oh, I love how they wrote that. So that's the inspiration.
Oh, that's what I should have pulled up. There, I got some alternate covers.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's us.
And me.
What am I wearing? A Milton t-shirt, and you just have a Jolly Roger. And let's see. This one's an ad for a drummer, which we never got. And that's a picture of me from my high school talent show.
Oh, yeah.
At least you tried.
What's that?
At least you tried.
We did try. Not too hard. I mean, we only played 4 shows, but what do you think? We should do that reunion at some point?
It'll be 20 years from our first show in January.
That's right. Okay, you heard it here first. January. The Putty Root reunion is happening. At least maybe we can put out at least one song by then. I mean,
oh yeah, we have.
I don't know if we could what to reveal to this audience, but we have basically a whole album recorded for the most part already for like years.
For like at least 10 years.
Almost 10 years, yeah. So Abbey, I didn't know you until much later, but I want to show everybody a little something and maybe embarrass you a little bit if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
This is your life.
Funny Roots actually, a lot of fun. I'm really proud of them. By the way.
What was that?
That was me drumming for Nocturne.
Oh my God, Nocturne.
Remember, there was somebody missing.
Oh really? That you could never tell with those kind of bands.
Well, the thing was, is like my first tour with them, we had a really nice 4-piece. I mean, because it was always Chris and Lacey. I mean, I guess I have the freedom to kind of ramble if you ask what was that? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead, ramble on.
There's a band from Texas, Dallas, Texas, and the drummer was actually a Medieval Times knight, and I go to Springfield, Virginia to go see Scott Kuteski's band, Stuck on Evil, which was Maryland's original guitar player, aka Daisy Berkowitz. I've got Daisy's autograph right above my head, literally.
I used to play a song that he played on. That's my closest association.
So I met Eric Gustafson, who was playing in the band at the time. I'm still friends with him to this day. I can't even believe it. It's so wild. And I was talking to him online, and this is like early days of the internet. We're not talking.
Yeah, because that clip is from 2003, I believe.
So I probably joined the band a year or two before that. When I say a year or two before that, I know there's a lot of information to take in for a second. But like, point is I flew to Texas, auditioned, but I didn't even finish telling you my story about how I met them. So I went to the show, met Eric Gustafson, who was playing in the band, met Lacey, met Chris, stayed in touch with everybody, went to Texas, now we're caught up, went to Texas, did my rehearsal or my audition. They were like, well, our drummer can't do the show tonight, so you're going to do it. I was like, all right, cool. So we played Spider Babies. Chris Connolly was playing.
Nice.
Make Sin was playing. We were playing.
There we go.
So we played. The show actually went pretty well. I remember, like, we're in Deep Ellum. It's fun. Fast forward, Lacey calls me and tells me that Marilyn Manson's old drummer.
Whoa, there's Lacey. Who's that, Philip?
Yeah, that's Lacey Connor, Chris Telks. So Marilyn Manson's old drummer, Sarah Lee Lucas, was going to join the band. And of course I was like, I wasn't even mad. I was like, okay, yeah, I would do that too. Cool.
Wow.
No problem. I'll happily step aside so you can have yourselves a drummer that actually has a name.
Right.
Some schmo you met, who lived one state over from Virginia. Anyway, apparently they were about to do a tour with Bile, and they played a couple shows. I don't really know much about them. I mean, they told me back then. I don't really remember anymore. I guess they went pretty well and it was cool, but ultimately he didn't want to set up his drums in front of people on stage. Thought he was a little bit above it. Tour wasn't really one of those tours. Kind of, I've met him a few times, so I don't want to I really like him. I'm not going to dog on him, but I guess it's just it was a prima donna thing to think that you were just going to go out on the road and not have to do certain things. It's just because of what,
Yeah.
And anyway, so basically brought me back in the door, and then I said, well, I don't want to drum anymore. I want to play bass. And she goes, well, you said you could play drums, and you could. So if you tell me you play bass, I believe you. You can. So I'm just gonna find another drummer. And then we went on tour. And it was awesome. And then I continued on with them for a while until I met Cyclone 9. And you know, I don't really need to. I can wrap it up. I don't need to talk to you about how like it all ended, but it kind of
right.
Just basically, you know, at some point I decided it was time to move on.
Sure. Well, I have a follow-up question. Well, first of all, it's funny because our first show was also with Bile. So maybe in January we should schedule a show with Bile.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. 20 years later. Holy shit. Abbey, can you remember every band that you've been in? I'm not asking you to list it necessarily, but like, do you even remember how many bands you've been in?
Yeah, like every time, like to be honest with you, I forget about The Witch Was Right. Like for some reason, I just forget.
Me too.
Yeah. Like
Everyone.
it was a power 3 months. It was like that band was like existed for like a speckling of one-offs and like this 3-month chunk where we just went hard. And
right. Yeah, I was wondering did they exist anymore or?
Well, you ask the right people, they'll say yes. And if you ask me, I'll say no. But then again, I'm a little detached from that. So, you know, what can I say?
And that's how you two met, right?
Right.
Well,
we met.
Or that's when you went on tour together.
Yes, that's when we started hanging out.
And which band were you in, Valerie?
Those Cold.
Right. Those two bands, like of all the bands that you guys have been in collectively, those are the two I always forget. I'm like, they were in these two random bands the first time I saw them together. and I actually have footage from that tour from the whatever the Vampire Freaks event was that you guys did.
Oh, cool.
In New York at, what was it, the Gramercy Theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have footage of that show, so I somewhere on a tape in a box.
Oh, jeez.
I even have that. I probably filmed you in, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 different bands, maybe. I don't know.
Amazing.
But now you're Abbey Death. Tell us a little bit about what Abbey Death is all about, and how would you just? I would say you're like, it's hard to describe, which is a good thing, because you're like equally pop, equally metal, and like industrial and goth, and it's just kind of like in a blender. How would you describe it?
I don't know if any of those sounds are intentional. I think we just we like goth music, we like industrial music, and we like and feel what we feel about it, and we try to give it our flavor and our interpretation of what we want. I don't necessarily think that any of our influences are you know, they might be more hidden than just blatantly like.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely because of that amalgamation of influences and natural tendencies. I would say it is its own thing.
There you go. Yeah.
We just had our own projects and no band, and so we just played each other's projects originally, and then we tried to book shows, and we heard from a few promoters and managers of other bands we'd been in, and they were all just like, you should just start a band, it would be way easier to promote.
Word.
And then we just started writing music together, and it was fun. And then, you know, it's just it worked. Like he put out his solo album, like I helped him put it out. And then
which one was that?
Zondustrial.
They just renewed it.
Oh, that's
Abbey Vane. I don't know if I have a Zondustrial. I must somewhere. I have an Abbey Vane CD.
There's no hard Zondustrial copies either.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why.
On Bandcamp.
On Bandcamp, yes, check it out.
But it's really okay.
On tomorrow though, because it's Bandcamp Friday.
Abbey Next is all you gotta search for. But Zondustrial will come up because that is, you know.
Is it abbeynext.bandcamp.com?
Correct.
Yes, go check it out. That's good stuff. And Valerie, you were doing a little solo thing at the time, right?
Yes, we were both trying to wrap up solo projects that we were working on previously, and actually, he helped me wrap mine up. I helped him wrap his up. And then it was just easy. We found it was easy to work together, and I was like, oh, let's just keep working together. And I personally like being in a band than doing solo stuff anyway. I'm not motivated when I'm doing solo stuff, but being in a band is just kind of more exciting. Sometimes I just want to play guitar.
Word. Well, let's see a clip. How about that?
Let's see a clip.
Nope, not that one. That one? Sure, let's go with this one. Yay.
Yeah. Well, that's a perfect example of us playing Valerie's solo project together.
Yes.
And it was pre-Abbey Death, the band name.
Right. But yeah, that was like the first incarnation of what it became.
Yeah.
It was fun. I thought I had something else lined up.
We called that one Live in So Soul.
Yes.
Fancy name for basement.
Oh, so can we reveal how we did that?
You revealed how we did it?
Or where we did that? In your basement.
Yeah.
We did lots of. We also did Star America in our basement with you.
I didn't know how much movie magic you wanted to reveal, but we pretty much filmed most of your videos in your basement.
Oh yeah, yeah. That worked out. It was great.
You guys are very good set designers, and it gives me a lot to work with.
Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Dirty Confessional was a masterpiece, and we actually went on location for that one.
Yeah, we tried to make the daylight as spooky as possible, and I think we succeeded.
I think so.
Yeah, totally.
So I have a question about that video. Are you? Because I recently watched this because I had never seen it. I think, even though I feel like I should have at some point. Was the Puppet Master like an influence on that? Or was it just that you knew that you could get these awesome puppets to use?
I don't know. Philip, sorry, I really wanted the dolls because our friend Blue made these dolls and he wanted it. You could.
Well, I mean, Puppet Master was always kind of, in the back of my mind.
Okay. Because I watched that recently. The first 3. There's like 12 or 13 of them or something now.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's like 3 came out like last year. It's like one of those things.
Anyone can make a video, right? But it's nice when you can take it a step farther.
Yeah.
And we had the talented friends such as yourself.
Oh.
And it was really amazing that Embry Blue was able to make these likenesses, and they're really fantastic pieces of art that she created. She took some hair off of our heads, and she used the makeup we used. She used this, that, and the other thing. She took it upon herself. She used clothes that we wore, did a really creative spin on the outfits, and put it they're really fantastic looking, and they're so creepy. And if you put the dolls side by side with one of us, it's just like, wow, nice. So I built a box frame for it, and I put it on the wall. They're safely
it's so cool.
Play in our living room.
Let's see a clip.
Let's see a clip.
You know, that shit's spookier than I remember.
that
That was the epic conclusion. That was not the daytime stuff.
was, yeah,
That was just like we happened to find that location and we just utilized it.
yeah, yeah. Now I can see the puppet master you're talking about there. There's definitely vibes going on.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to talk about another band that you play in. Yeah, let's see, where's my props? This is the Jenna Torturers.
Whoa.
Oh, represent. So I grew up listening to the Jenna Torture. Oh, can't display that photo. Yeah. Trying to keep it PG-13 here, even though the subject matter might get a little adult.
There's no live blurs.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, maybe I have a finger.
I don't even know what's under that finger, but cool.
Oh, well, you can guess.
Okay.
This came out in 1993. I've been listening to these guys, for 25 years or something like that. My brother had some of these CDs when I was growing up, so it was just thrilling to know that you play with them now. Tell me a little bit about the Jenna Torturers for anyone who doesn't know who they are.
Jenna Torturers. Industrial metal from the 90s, shock rock.
Shock rock.
Ran with all the best and brightest of the field and the genre back in the day. No scrubs. Only the best producers, best musicians, only the best stage show. Undoubtedly undisputed. You don't really get much worse than Jenna Torture show in the versions of shock rock, and in the best ways possible. By the way.
Yeah. What kind of theme? Like, for someone who's never seen the Jenna Torturers, what would they expect? Or maybe at least traditionally back in the day.
Well, if you've never seen the Jenna Torturers or even heard them, I would say, think kind of that Rob Zombie power, but with a female singer who owns it, and their live piercings, live humiliation.
Look at
live
my props.
Live theatrics throughout the entire show. You got fire breathers, you got stilt walkers, you got people from hooks hanging above your head. The list goes on. You got people that just volunteer themselves, and back in the day, a lot more stuff used to happen on stage. Today, it's crowd participation willing. Plus, we always got everybody. We got the band. The band's tight. We got performers. Definitely somebody helping out all the time on tour to make sure that the stage show has that active participation happening while the band's playing. And Jen, she's definitely the ringleader of all of it.
Yes.
She's totally pro. She brings it every night for all these years. She owns it. Definitely proud to be in the band. Can't believe I've been in the band almost, 11 years for sure now. I don't know.
Wow.
When I start counting, I could maybe start calling it 12. First time I heard about the band, not that you asked, was I was in a Best Buy with my friend.
When's the first time you heard the band?
I was in a Best Buy with my friend, and he's just like, oh, this band. He's like, people that like this kind of band and this music might like this band too. And I was like, oh, cool. But anyway, I actually loved it. And then went and saw it live, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And let's dive a little deeper too.
Sure.
Husband and wife. We have David Vincent of Morbid Angel, co-writing alongside these great musicians, alongside his wife Jen Vincent. And they've had a couple great guitarists. Currently, Eric Griffin has been playing guitar for longer than I've been in the band at this point, steadily.
Yeah, he told me at the convention that it's the longest running band he's ever been in at this point.
starts
which
really
is impressive because that guy is in a lot of bands too.
Yeah.
I saw him for the first time in the Murder Dolls.
Precisely.
In what, 2002? Yeah, Valerie was there with me.
Yeah. We got Chris DK on drums. He's a powerhouse. I remember the first time I played with him, I was like, "Oh, this guy signs off. We're good," and been good. You know, he's definitely been in the band a decade more as well. You know, he's right up there with me, and you know, so.
I know you're not the ringleader, but is there like any news rumbling since the band got back together to do these shows recently?
Like as far as more shows coming up, like
anything that you
yeah, Jen's definitely gonna do her shows, you know. Usually happens around spooky time of the year, normally.
Oh, nice.
October
really, tour?
Yeah, around fall. You know.
Nice.
It really depends on what gets thrown on the table. If you know some opportunities come up, you always kind of gauge the situation, and you know if something looks viable or for easy to get people together, then you know why not? Plus, she's so busy on her own. She's down in Tampa, got Castle. Shout out to the Castle.
Tampa, where my brother lives now.
Yeah, there you go. Best goth club in the country, right there.
Yeah, I'd like to go see some Tampa goth stuff. I know that's like classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So fun.
You know?
And this band, they're very well respected in the shock rock community, I learned, because I'm gonna, of course, lead into what I'm doing, this documentary, The Life and Slimes of Dukey, Flyswatter, and Haunted Garage.
Whoa.
I want to lead into that by playing a little bridge into that. This is a segue. I'm going to share some exclusive footage of an interview I did with Hunter Jackson, who is one of the founders of GWAR.
Whoa.
And, oh, is he in here? He's got to be in here somewhere. Anyways. And then so, a little clip from an interview with Dukey himself, but done maybe 2000, sometime in the 2000s. So check it out. Learning how to do it on the fly.
This real fervor at the time about shock rock, how bad it was for the kids. Tipper Gore was this politician's wife somewhere in the South, and she got on the bandwagon and started naming bands that she hated and stuff. The Mentors were number one. There was a backlash from the kids that wanted to go to see those kind of shows, and sometimes when they would ban things, it would, you know, be like, this is the band you should go see. Yeah. I would say the Mentors is probably big, and Gigi Allen, everybody was talking about Gigi Allen. The Dwarves, that was another one. Genitorturers, that was one I mentioned before. They're kind of like a shock rock band, sort of, with all the live piercing and stuff, even though they're just doing it through the holes they already have. Yeah. And acting like it's the first time. But that's all still cool. Man, there was, in Atlanta, there were some of the coolest S&M clubs where you would go and see these shows they would do. That was so much fun during that time period, too. That I don't know what it's like now.
But do you feel like...
I don't even know if bands like Karen Black are still around or anything like that, or Genitorturers, but they were great.
Shock rock royalty, Genitorturers, Haunted Garage, GWAR.
You know, I would say I actually just saw him in person recently.
Yes, I would love to ask you about that. Tell me about that.
Oh, just, you know, I happen to have a job that's just a little more behind the scenes than normal anyway. You know, I wasn't like talking to him, but you know, I was in his presence many hours of the day. But I don't, you know, I wasn't even talking. I wasn't like, hey, it's me hanging out with some Genitorturers, you know. But I guess I could have.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah, you could have, I'm sure.
But you know, I wouldn't been like, hey man, it varies. They're not necessarily all fresh or like, you know.
I know, that was funny.
You know, it's every show.
Hey, it's okay. GWAR's not real either.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure somewhere they've gotten real blood mixed in with the fake blood, and
Haunted Garage does, because they also did some live piercings and stuff like that.
True.
So they were both kind of doing that I guess around the same time, but independent of each other. And that's what's so great about all these different shock rock bands of the time. They all kind of grew out of their own scene, you know. Jenna Torturers is in Florida, and Guar was in Richmond, Virginia, and Green Jello started in Buffalo, New York, technically. Haunted Garage was in LA. And then they all kind of found each other along the way and was like, oh, that's awesome. You do something kind of like me, but like your own way. So they weren't really competing with each other.
True.
Yeah. And the significance of Hunter Jackson, the guy we just heard talking from Guar, on the tour that you're talking about, is that was his first tour with the band in like 20 years or something like that. Like, since I've been old enough to go see Guar, I've never actually seen him perform with them until this year.
Oh, wow.
Because he left the band in like 1999 or something like that. But he started the band, and it was his, everyone knows like Dave Brockie is the big name behind Guar, Odorous Urungus. But this guy was starting, he built the costumes originally to be part of a science fiction movie he was going to make called Scumdogs of the Universe. And then Dave Brockie's punk band Death Piggy was practicing next door in this like squat that they were both renting out. And he was like, hey, let me have my band put on your stupid costumes and play as like barbarians. And then that's how Guar was born. And then the movie got scrapped. And that was like 1985.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And if you like shock rock, you're going to love this documentary I'm making called The Life and Slimes of Dukey Flyswatter. And I think it's about time to play that trailer. What do you think?
Oh man, these people gotta know.
They gotta know. They gotta know. Play it. Yes. Is that like a James Bond wristwatch thing you're trying to do?
I have a James Bond watch, by the way, promo.
Well,
I should sell it, or it's just been kind of hanging out in the case. But no, I mean, yes.
Get it at abbeydeath.bandcamp.com. But tomorrow, during Bandcamp Fridays,
to be discussion about the importance of danger, chaos, the possibility of something happening that really wasn't on the schedule.
Mr. Dukey Flyswatter and
the Haunted Garage!
If you took 80s slasher movies and put it in a blender with metal and punk rock, you're gonna get Haunted Garage.
Dukey and his crew were almost like making horror movies, horror punk.
But the gag is, you're in the splash zone.
It is splatter rock. It is chainsaw rock and roll.
Not only chainsaw them, but would pull the guts out and spread them all over the place.
It's like going to a horror movie, except it's actually happening.
There was this real fervor at the time about shock rock, how bad it was for the kids.
The shock value was exactly what I wanted.
I look over and I see Dukey with his arms on fire.
The flashes from the rear end.
He got brain surgery live on stage.
Whenever you find something weird, we'll give a use for it.
It's not an act that we put on to go on stage.
We were real.
There was some shit being exercised right there.
That was the raw stuff.
You walk out of there feeling like you maybe left the planet for a little while.
Their legacy is they were unique.
They did things that weren't being done, and they did things that were outside of people's comfort zones.
Dukey was always just ahead of his time on that.
But it really rocked hard. I mean, he had really good musicians in the band.
We didn't want it to be only this deep. We wanted it to be this deep.
It's Haunted Garage. That's the whole point of taking things too far.
They just were doing it to have a good time and make you laugh.
It was always fucking fun.
Actually, we're a lot more stable than I think Bill Cosby.
I don't know how to explain it. It exploded.
Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons.
Tom Waits was there.
We blind Axl Rose.
When you're sitting between Dukey and Elvira, it doesn't get any cooler than that.
There were lines around the block to see Haunted Garage. They were the it band at the time.
Those guys were gods to who they were gods to.
He's an icon of the underground exploitational genre.
Punk rock god of Hollywood.
Bela Lugosi's horrible punk rock grandson.
G.G. Allen, but fun.
He's like a friendly vampire.
He was LA's Peter Lorre.
You need somebody in a movie, that's the guy that you want.
Roger Ebert said it's the worst movie he's ever seen. Cold Steel. Sharon Stone? Who knew? He had a great writing career.
He puts everything he's got into it. He made his whole life his art.
I think that the whole world should know about it.
Now I'm gonna cry.
Slam, 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 slam.
Wait a minute, you're gonna get this.
Oh, thank you.
Me and you both, John Connolly. I missed it. I was too young. And on the wrong coast. What is your relationship with Dukey Flyswatter or B horror movies in general?
With me? Well, I never heard of Haunted Garage until I met you. That very first day we met, you asked me if I ever heard of Haunted Garage. So
You heard it here. This has been a lifelong passion of mine, and that's why I am the most qualified person in the world to make this documentary. First day I'm meeting people 20 years ago, I'm asking them about fucking Haunted Garage.
Oh yeah, and you already tried to show me some pictures. You already played me some songs, and I was
Oh my
like,
God.
"Oh, I've never heard of these guys." You're like, "Oh, he was in The Bodyguard."
He was in The Bodyguard for a couple frames. I found him. His green hair gave it away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's in like that club scene when Whitney Houston is singing and like in front of a bunch of punks. For some reason, I don't know. That's the only reason I ever watched that movie, was to try to find Dukey Flyswatter in it.
What was the most popular movie he was ever in? Do you know that?
Like A-list wise, or like stuff that you can actually see him in?
I don't know. Would I be surprised at the A-list extra?
Well, probably The Bodyguard for him, but if you count those few frames, there's a girl in the trailer who had like a pink mohawk, red mohawk.
Yeah.
Dedra. She is a photographer and surfer living in Hawaii now, but she is one of the other members of the band that used to do a lot of extra work. And wait, I have some props. I have some of them. And even more so than Dukey, you could find her as a prominent extra in a lot of things. They were both in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. It's the one with Sam Kinnison's voice and Iggy Pop is playing. And you can see Dukey and some of the girls in the audience. And they flash the camera and everything. And yeah, and Sam Kinison is the voice of like this doll, and Tia Carrera's in it. It's crazy. But she was also in Terminator 2, Kindergarten Cop, and The Mask. Do you remember the scene in The Mask where he's in the alleyway and all the punks are like fucking with him, and then he makes like the Tommy gun out of the balloon animal? She's in there. She's got her mohawk and everything.
I thought I recognized her like subconsciously in a weird way.
That's the thing about Haunted Garage and Dukey Flyswatter is like subconsciously you've seen something that he's done. Like my mom has seen The Bodyguard, or like something one of those guys has been involved in. One of the directors who does movies like who used to do movies like Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, featuring Gunnar Hansen, who is the original Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The guy who directed this and a bunch of other stuff Dukey was in and wrote, he makes like Hallmark Christmas movies now. Like he makes like 3 of those things a year.
Pays better, man. But you know, if you're gonna do the horrible stuff, you gotta know how to write the clean stuff first, right?
Right. Well, in the 80s, this is what was profitable, because you would sell these things to video stores because people couldn't buy them yet. You'd have to pay like $100 for one of these things, a rental copy. So that's how they did make money back then. It was like, well, the movie can be okay. This one's really good, but the movie could suck. But as long as it has a title like Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, people are going to pick it up from the video store. But now it's all streaming bullshit. And yes, he's cashing in on those Christmas movies. And I know that my mom has seen at least one of them. And I'm like, Mom, that's the guy who made Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. And we did get an interview with him recently. It's not in the trailer because we got it after that, but he will be in our documentary.
Oh, that's awesome.
What are your favorite B horror movies?
I like Elvira. I know that's not necessarily a B movie.
Yeah, that counts.
Of B movies, you know.
I actually was watching that the other night.
Oh, see.
Because I wanted to catch up on her, like, I know she did like a 40th anniversary thing on Shudder. I didn't know she played her own movie as part of it, so I started watching it, and I'm like, I've seen this so many times. I just want to say the in-between bits, like the new stuff. But it's great. Elvira is such an amazing character because that is like the comedy, you know, she's not a horror character, she's a comedy character in a horror setting, and that's what all these old movies that he used to make are. They're comedies, but you would find them in the horror section.
That's true. Like, I also remember watching at a young age because my brother really liked it. Was the Toxic Avenger movie?
Right.
Like my twin brother actually really liked the action figures because they were really big in like 89, 90.
Yeah, because there was a cartoon.
It was also a cartoon.
The Toxic Crusaders.
Toxic Crusader. Yeah, so I remember seeing that movie, and I thought it was interesting because of all like the weird special like makeup effects and stuff. It was definitely nothing like I've ever seen. But those are the two like B movies I think I could like think about at this time. It's just Elvira, really liked Elvira, and then the Toxic Crusader.
Well, I have some thrilling news for you. The owner of Troma and the creator of the Toxic Avenger, Lloyd Kaufman, is going to be in my documentary. We're interviewing him this month. So look forward to that. Dukey Flyswatter was famously in one of these Troma classics, Surf Nazis Must Die.
What?
Yeah, that's one of Troma's classic titles. So we're going to talk to him about bringing Dukey Flyswatter to the Cannes Film Festival. Not physically, but just the movie he was in.
Yeah, there's no room for blonde hair and blue eyes on the surfboard, man.
Yeah. We had to postpone that interview a couple times. The first time because he was being flown out to do a cameo in something. I wonder if it's a James Gunn movie. And then the second time we postponed because he got COVID. Like the day before I was supposed to go down there. And but we got him. We're doing it this month. Yeah. Lloyd Kaufman from Troma will be in The Life and Slimes of Dukey Flyswatter.
Nice.
Abbey, what is your favorite B movies? Sorry. What's that, Valerie?
My first gig outside of college was mastering the audio for Vampira, the movie, which is a documentary about Vampira. If you find
really?
It was also, I think it was released on Troma.
Huh. Didn't Vampirella, right? Vampirella or Vampira?
Vampira. She was
Vampira from Plan 9.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a documentary.
Oh, her. Nice. I'd like to check that out.
In 2007, and I just remember going to Dragon Con with the Crew Shadows and the producer of the movie, Kevin Michaels, and Floyd, the Troma master, and me all took a picture together. Oh, while we were promoting that CD.
Are you on this one too?
Yeah, I'm on a couple of songs. I'm on Avalanche.
Because I only have these two, and I assume it's because you're on them.
I am.
Yes, Valerie from the Crew Shadows. You were touring with them while I was touring with Green Jello.
Yes.
And you left me some stuff at a venue that I never got. even though the guy was there, he forgot the stuff.
It was just me writing you a note on a flyer of the show we played, and I was like, "Oh, Green Joe's gonna be here next week." And he's like, "I'm going to that show." Oh, if you go to that show, I wrote you a note on the back of a flyer.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
give this to Kevin. He's playing bass in Chicken Heads.
Yeah. Wait, I
Right?
got a prop for that.
Whoa!
Wait, I got some props for that. Joe and the Chicken Heads. These are my old Joe and the Chicken Head tapes from, oh God, the mid 90s. But if you get their latest album, the Radioactive Chicken Heads Tales from the Coop, well, that's what they look like now.
Nice.
And I was I woke up as this character once, Bird Brain. And look, he even has a little Steinberger like I do.
Nice.
But if you see here, this is all their array of villains.
Whoa.
And this guy right here, Dr. Cluckenstein, that's Dukey Flyswatter.
Whoa!
Yeah, so you can hear him singing on the CD. And also, oh boy, what's her name? Dominique from Stolen Babies, if you know them, is also on this. Do you know Stolen Babies?
I know of them.
Yeah, they're awesome. Check them out. Yeah, I was playing bass in the Chicken Heads. Do you remember what venue that was? Because I don't remember what venue that was, but I remember that night very specifically because the club didn't know we were coming.
But I saw that was weird. That's weird.
They didn't promote it. Like 5 people showed up, and we had to like bargain with them to even play because we were there in our bus, and it's like, well, should we even like unload because is it worth playing this show? Are we going to get paid? Is there anyone going to be here? And Bill got, in lieu of payment, a portable shower, a Zoltar machine. You know, like those I don't know, you would see them on like the boardwalk probably.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you your fortune.
What?
And yeah, and then we played the show, and I think I was really, really drunk that night. It was fun. Those are always the most fun shows, I think, when you're playing to like nobody.
I don't understand what the portable shower is. What's all?
So that would like, I guess you would attach it to some kind of hose system, and then you could shower outside the bus while you're on tour.
He's like, sure, I'll do the gig, but I'll do it for this right here.
Well, we were already there, so like whatever.
I think I was like, yeah, deal.
Those tour buses are expensive to move around. You know, it's like $1,000 of gas just to get from one city to another in that bus.
Oh man.
And that's like, you know, back then, who knows what it costs now?
Oh man.
2008.
Well, maybe Zoltar had some quarters in him.
Maybe. Ooh, I wonder. I think he still has it. If you go to if you guys ever go to Hollywood to play, you gotta play the Green Jello show. It's called WTF-TV now.
Okay. I think
he does this.
Page. That'd be good.
Yeah, it's like he does this 3-hour show every Saturday for over a year now, live on YouTube. He converted his living room into a full like studio production space with a backline, drums, amps, like 5 cameras. There's like a whole huge TriCaster like video setup in the back, like all the it's pretty legit.
Do we get to meet him?
Of course, yeah, he's the host.
Can I wear my original Green Jello t-shirt and not piss him off by wearing it?
Oh yeah, he would love that. You have an original Green Jello t-shirt?
Hell yes, I do.
It says the Jello on it?
Yeah, not jelly. It says
That's
Jello.
amazing. Yeah, of course. They still call themselves Jello. Technically, this is what he says. I don't know the legitimacy of this, but maybe if you know a little bit about metal, you could tell me. Right now, it's jelly with umlauts over the Y, supposedly pronounced O, which sounds like a lie to me, but I'll go with it.
It'd be like Jello. Instead of oh, it's like ooh, jello.
We have to ask him what language he's considering. For the accent, you
That's
know?
not so true.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the umlaut. Is that what it is? It like
Umlaut.
it makes that
I think.
ooh, jello.
Maybe it's green. Hello.
Green hello. Yeah.
But you have to roll your R.
In Espanol.
I can't do that. I can't do it.
This is good TV right here. Well, here, let me jump to something else and then we'll wrap up soon. Because we've been going an hour already. Can you believe it?
Hey.
I want to self-promote myself. Oh, wait. First, you know what? Let me do some advertisements.
Advertisement time.
All right. So first thing is This is live television that I'm doing for the first time, so bear with me. Trying to find all my stuff. Oh no, where is it?
Behind the curtain.
Look behind the slime.
Yeah.
Behind the slime.
There it is.
Should have.
VonEsper Studios is a multimedia production company in the New York City area specializing in capturing your moments in the forms of audio, video, and photography content. VonEsper Studios Music is the audio production and songwriting division that can create the perfect song for your needs. This is an example of just that. Need a jingle to make you tingle? VonEsper Studios Music is ready to write the hits you need for your project. If you are a singer, performer, business owner, or podcast host, you need great tunes to entice your audience. Or maybe you just need a theme song for yourself. VonEsper Studios is ready to create something to suit your needs. VonEsper Studios is ready to score your car commercial.
All right. Speaking of green jello, stay tuned. Sunday, May 8th. That's this Sunday, guys. I'm going to be on the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live Side Trips. Bill Manspeaker from Green Jello and myself, Kevin Vonesper, we're going to talk about Green Jello and the life and slimes of Dukey Flyswatter. It's going to, hopefully it'll be fun. You know, full disclosure, I didn't know he was going to be on tour when I booked that date. They just left for a mini tour yesterday, so it could be chaos.
All right.
But it's always a good time as long as you welcome chaos.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? I started this show as an experiment, and I've already booked the next 3 episodes.
Who are they with, Kevin?
Well, let me tell you very slowly as I figure out how to do that. The next show, and I hope she doesn't get mad at me because she didn't approve this image yet, but Goddess Charlotte, a Seattle-based dominatrix who I actually met in LA while I was filming the documentary. We're going to talk about some of the kinkier and adult sides of Haunted Garage and also drag, because she was big in the drag scene, and Haunted Garage's guitar player, Gabby Godhead, is a drag queen. Where is he? Right there. So Haunted Garage was also on the forefront of, before RuPaul's Drag Race, there was Haunted Garage. And then we have my friend Charles Lincoln and his movie partner Chelsea Lesage, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I hope I didn't butcher it, are going to talk about their movies. And also, spoiler alert, the reason he ever, apparently, we'll get into this, I'm sure, the reason he started making films in the first place was because of a music video that I directed that he was in, that he watched us make while we were there, and it inspired him to start a whole career out of it. And then we have one more. This will be June 2nd. Sweaty Lamar, a New Jersey-based singer-songwriter who just started writing music during the pandemic. And it's totally unrelated to this project at all, but I have to read to you what she wrote because it's hilarious. She said, I should have been a little bit more prepared on this part. If you ever need a guest who is totally ignorant to the scene but curious, let me know. And I said, that sounds perfect. Because my target audience, my target audience are the people who don't know. Because if you do already know, you're probably already in my documentary. And then I just want to tell everybody that I'm not a documentary filmmaker. I am a musician, and I am also working on a record that's almost done that I've been derailed in working on because of promoting this documentary. But when I hit a wall, trust me, hopefully by summer, we will have an album out. It's like 99% done. And you guys helped me a lot on this. So I'm going to have to shout out us for making some hits. Hits. I'm writing hits. Recording hits. I'm making hits. And you don't wanna miss it. Hashtag homemade and DIY. Hits all day, hits all night. Hits for you, hits for me. Hits for Patreon and hits for free. This is a hit that spells it all out. Literally tell you what it's all about. You don't wanna sleep on this, cause every song's a hit, I promise. I'm okay with taking hits. Recording hits. I'm making hits. In mom's basement.
Even though I have written a new hit for our next album called The Ethics Board.
Woo!
Shout out to ourselves.
Nice job. I just
Thank
came
you.
up the street from a snowy day, and I found you guys working in the studio, and you were like, "Hey, Philip, you want to be on this song?" And I was like, "Hey, I've never done something this crazy before." So
Not only that, you're playing drums on it.
you're right. No, I guess my whole charade is blown.
Well, we can pretend that happened afterwards.
I was trying to have a little fun
Once we
with it.
sucked you into it.
No, yeah.
Like, this is a hit.
Yeah.
No. I didn't come out from the snow. I put my coat on. I was well aware of how I appeared, and I was happy to do it.
Image conscious, of course.
We can't wait to see the music video for Pity Party.
Yeah, me too, and that's a good. If anyone wants to be on my video album, and this is another reason why it's been taking so fucking long. You see, I'm gonna blame Green Jello for this because when they put this out in 1992, and they were the world's first video-only band, and this was originally the only way you could get the album was on video cassette because they said it was too stupid that if you don't see it, you're never gonna get it. Of course, they then got a gold record out of it, but
Serial Killer soundtrack.
yeah, the Serial Killer soundtrack. And if you've ever seen this, if you've ever seen the Shitman video, that's actually the first time I ever saw Dukey Flyswatter. He was in the Shitman video, and he turned into Shitman alongside Green Jello's drummer at the time, Danny Carey, who I don't know what he did with his life. I guess he's making #1 records that knocked Taylor Swift off the charts.
One of my favorite drummers.
Yeah, I mean, a masterpiece. And he was the drummer for that whole record. And Maynard's the voice of the Pigs, of course. So Tool actually started in Green Jello Studios. Maynard was living with Bill at the time. And just another quick fun fact, on this album 333, their next album, on a song called Anthem, you might be able to hear background vocals from Carrot Top from the Chicken Heads, alongside Dukey Flyswatter, alongside Weird Al Yankovic. Yes, they were all in the same room together recording a Green Jello song. Once upon a time. And yeah, where was I going with this?
All-star lineup.
All-star lineup. I don't remember what I was talking about.
Show the sticker
Green
again.
Jello. Yeah, the sticker. Go check out the Indie Gorgor campaign and get some cool stuff. That's really why we're here, right? To promote my shit. And then I'd like to share another clip from you guys.
Cool.
From the Unconvention. Look. Fuck yeah, Abbey Death.
Nice. Good job, us.
Good job.
Yeah, good job, you. Where can people find Abbey Death?
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp tomorrow. Bandcamp Friday.
Tomorrow.
Buy all the stuff. Yeah, I would be like, I forgot to make. I did so much preparing for this show, I forgot the banners. But abbeydeath.bandcamp.com.
Believe it.
Hell yeah. Anything else that I missed? Or any questions about Haunted Garage I can answer for you or the audience out there? Any comments or questions for Abbey Death?
I think, you you probably saw the show posters in your trailer, but it's amazing who opened for them, and to know that they were a bigger part of the lives of some of the most influential bands out there. It's not just because you haven't heard of them doesn't mean that they weren't heavily involved in what was happening at the time when they were doing something, or when they were trying to get discovered, or when they were out having fun before the record industry became too much pressure, or before they changed the band or not changed you know what I mean? Before it really got in there and did something to the band at whatever level it kind of takes over for the wrong way. But you got White Zombie, you got Tool, Nirvana.
They actually didn't show up, so they canceled the day of. So the Nirvana show, they didn't actually play that show, but yes, they were supposed to open for Haunted Garage.
Sure. Does somebody have I can't tell if anyone has a question, but I'll leave that to you. That's not for me to even see that shit. So anyway.
Yeah,
but,
and
but
that's why people need to know.
It's a good tidbit, but yeah, but you hear what I'm trying to say. That's it.
Yeah.
I.
Let's find that. Where's that Nirvana flyer? Yeah, that's I actually have a recording of that show, and Haunted Garage had to do an extra long set, and they played a couple songs twice at the end to cover. Here it is. Do 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 do.
You see somebody in the comments said I was there. It's pretty sick.
Who was there?
There was a little Facebook comment on the side of the picture.
Oh, yeah. I've been talking to him. He's gonna do some art.
$5, huh?
Wow.
I know! Isn't that incredible? Dude, you gotta see this place. It's tiny. Here, actually, let me see. Maybe I can, I'll show you a little clip from that show. Oops. Live show, dead air.
Oh, here. You wanted to.
Here we go.
Did Val and I
Oops.
talking about this wonderful flyer, but did Val and I we discussed our plans and how we did a live performance with Brian of the Gossicles in his new project Gasoline and Vertebrate. We drug him on stage to play live the remix we did for Vampire Squid.
Right. Oh yeah, show us your props. I showed all my props.
Anyway, there you go, Vampire Squid. No one's ever seen one of these ever. No one that's watching this has ever seen one of these in person. So don't ask me how I'm touching it right now.
It's actually, we couldn't find a vampire squid plushie, so we bought a red squid on Amazon, and then they cut the ears, because squids have like those things, so I cut it into like ears, and then they had black eyes, but the vampire squid has these translucent eyes, and then it looks like it has a skirt, so I made like pipe cleaners under here, so it could look like it's swimming, or like, change shape.
Arts and crafts.
Anyway, so I pulled it out because there's a part in the song I don't even do anything, so while Brian was like, hyping the audience and Philip was soloing, I was like, vampire squid. Yeah.
It worked out. Hopefully some more video turns up. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there any video of this?
Well, let's call for it. If there's anybody in the audience that has footage of us playing the remix of Vampire Squid with Brian in Salem, Massachusetts, just the other night, please find a way to submit it or hashtag it to us.
We just saw one cell phone picture.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that. Where can they find the song?
Spotify.
It's the Gothsicles?
The Gothsicles Animal Song Remix album.
I saw it pop up on my Instagram music when I was looking for Abbey Death, so.
Oh yeah.
Put it on your Instagram stories.
Will do.
Yeah.
So this is the Nirvana show, or would have been the Nirvana show.
It would have been good.
Oh, I'm gonna get dinged for that one. Let's see. Where's the they do a chainsaw gig. Somewhere. Anyways, that's just a little exclusive. Thanks for doing this experiment with me. What do you think, guys? Should I do more of these?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Where can we find Abbey Death on social media?
Abbey Death at socialmedia.com. No.
Yes. At Abbey Death Band, right?
Abbey Death on Facebook. You got Abbey Death on the Instagram. Abbey Death Band on the Instagram. You got all the usual
Twitter, Facebook,
Spotify, YouTube.
Thanks for asking, Miss Lashes.
Yes, that's my next guest next week.
Oh, we can't wait to tune into the next show.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this Duchess de Sade. This is another in the realm of the genitorturers, as you can see. It's kind of a similar little thing going on here. People never. A lot of people. Where is it? I don't have the genitorturers logo here somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. I guess that's kind of like the logo, right? And people didn't understand that was like
With the
a
G
beer
in it.
thing. Yeah. Right, I couldn't find that, but you get the point. So this is Duchess de Sade was the original real Gorgor girl, Dukey Fleischwater's partner at the time and performer in this and in Haunted Garage, and it had similar like kinky rock and roll vibes and just fun stuff like that. And there's a whole world of this stuff in Haunted Garage, a little bit outside of Haunted Garage. See, I don't know if I can show that, but
You just did.
yes, guys, look, it's a record. You know where I found this? Amoeba Records in Hollywood
Oh.
for
Rodney's
$1.99. Holy
Nice.
shit!
Shout out to Rodney from Cyclone 9.
Why did he work there?
Probably still does.
Oh yeah, they moved a few blocks, but it's still awesome. I can assure you. Any other questions from the audience? Oh, let's see. I have this. Do more. Let me know ahead. You got it, Pix Tracy. Pix Tracy is an old school Haunted Garage fan, and we're actually offering one of her prints, The Birth of Dukey Fleischwater, on our Indiegogo campaign. It's Dukey Fleischwater being born on stage through a prop with two legs, and he's crawling through a table, so you just see his head popping out, and it was actually let me see if I can pull up that flyer. It was a show with green jello, actually.
Sounds magical.
Yeah. And Pygmy Love Circus, which was another band Danny Carey was in. I think he might have played both sets that night.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, double duty.
And you can find that. Yes, thank you, Jeremy Stutz. Oh, and you can find my stuff at dukeydoc.com, DUKEYDOC.com, not like the Green Day album. Dukey, DUKEY. Please donate to the Indiegogo campaign and help me fund this documentary. We need all the help I can get. Yes, worth the $50 for sure. We got some old schoolers in the house. And I think I'm going to play us out with a little bit more of my solo stuff. This one was actually premiered at Green Jello Studios. Well, as it was called Green Jello Vision, and now is WTF-TV. And that's why I'm wearing stupid shit on my head in it. All right, thank you guys for coming once again. This will be it. And then come back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Whoops, where is my little folder here?
Only I may dance. No, I'm kidding. Simpsons reference.
Here it is.